Hello and welcome to Pink Poodle 2. I am Pink Poodle. This is Maisie the East End Poodle and Priscilla. Right way up, Priscilla. The West End Poodle. And before I start, this might be a bit graphic for some people. If you think you might be a bit squeamish, then my suggestion is you don't listen. Some people might be fine with it, but then if you've got a little bit of a thing about you don't like to learn about things that are a bit squeamish, then my suggestion to you is don't watch the video. But I appreciate you trying to watch it, even if you haven't watched it. You only get as far as here. So what I'm talking to you about is what I want to speak to you about that happened to me last Thursday. I did put a post up so I'd be doing it over the weekend, but I've been really unwell over the weekend, so you know, it's just today I felt well enough to do some makeup. I've actually filmed the makeup look, so you can actually see me actually do it. And I thought I'd make this video today. So many of you know I have my eye on this side. Would have noticed that sometimes I'm filming talking to you, it'll go off to the side on its own accord. No reason for it. No reason, just because it wants to. It's doing it now. I can see it. It's weird because I can actually see it happening, but I can't feel it. My vision doesn't change. It just goes off and it's just the same. So this is what is called let me think what they call it. So I'm under Moorfield Hospital, which is the best eye hospital in the UK, and this is called they call it a squint. I mean, some kids you get it really badly and it goes over in the corner or whatever, and yeah, I don't understand why my eye's gone like this, to be fair, because I never used to have anything like this, but I think it's due to the vitamin A situation that's affected my eyes so badly. So we've got that. So I went to Moorfields, went for my eyes, see about whether I can have I've got really thick prisms on here, so like stop me from seeing double. And she said, well, we think that this procedure might be beneficial to you if you're okay with it. So I said, oh, what does it entail? And she said it'd be the longest 35 seconds of your life. I thought that really gave me a lot of dread, you know what I mean? It really made me dread. So I said, okay, I will go for it then if that's the case. And they said what it is, they get a needle, they numb all your eye first by a series of drops, numb your eyes, and then stick this needle into Botox. So I thought, oh yeah, I'll get a bit of Botox. Like, it's actually inside your eye, but not actually your eyeball, but where the muscle is. And you have to wear this special electrode thing, which I will show you pictures of. So I said, okay, then we'll have to go for that. So I just desensitised myself and called it stick a poodle in your eye, because when the children were young, Paul's daughter, she used to say, stick a poodle in your eye, like that. So that's what I called it, stick a poodle in your eye, because if I thought about it, I'd just go, yeah, I won't be able to cope. So, and then 3 weeks ago now, we had to go to Moorfields again, and then they informed me that they discovered that I have a lot of pressure behind my eyes, but there's a very small space. And they said, oh, we suggest either you leave it and your eye just gets so much pressure that it'll pop, or you have this procedure done, or you can have the cataracts done. I said, there's something wrong with my cataracts. So we'll suggest number 2, where they put a tiny laser in my iris. I've got green eyes, so they said it should be alright. Burn a laser in there to do the pressure. So I'm thinking, oh God, that means you won't have it done all at the same time. But you know, yeah, so I will tell you about what happens when I have that done as well. So this one was last Thursday. So I was very apprehensive most of the day when we went, because I don't like really procedures or surgical stuff because I've had so much of it over the time. Sorry, my eyes are tired. They're not heavy. Just I'm not tired. They're just heavy. They get like that sometimes. And so I was saying, yeah, so last Thursday came and I was really nervous and everything. And we got there, last time we went there it was a bit late because there was traffic. So we got there in plenty of time. Went to where we normally go and then got called to see the nurse that deals with all the bits and pieces before you have the procedure done. You have to sign for it and everything and make you sign this form that says all this stuff, that if there's any issues when you have it, you go down to the emergency downstairs and that they'll make sure they do their best and everything like that. So you have to sign a waiver. So I did that and he called in to have the injection, and not the injections, the drops. And I said to him, these are drops that sting, because if they are, I will swear. I will say F, right? And I do, and I warned them because I know some people don't like swearing, but when your eyes are stinging like that, it's just a form of trying to control it. So, no, they did that, and they did a total of 5 drops in my eyes. So, and then when we went into waiting outside with our electrodes on our head, which I will put here. This is what I look like. There was a mother and a daughter in the waiting room, and she was waiting to have some. I think she had electrodes on her head as well. I think, can't remember now. But she was used to coming up because she has to have it done every 6 months or whatever. Because that's the thing; it only lasts 6 months. So yeah. So she was like doing her best to. Sorry about that. Paul calling me away again. Yeah. So. They said about like about 4 different, so about this mother and daughter, and she was saying about, oh, it's not as bad as you think, whatever, but the doctor's a bit whatever. So I was like, okay, fine, thank you for sending us that, because that's all I needed here. But went in to see the nurse beforehand, and he, like I say, put 5 different types of liquid in her eye to numb it and stuff. And that was fine, but he did swear a bit because it did sting. But I didn't swear. I actually bit my tongue a bit for it. But then we went out into the waiting room and we said, we'll wait here. And then we got called in rather quickly, like not about 10-15 minutes, not even that. Went in there. Oh, this is Dr. Mr. whatever. This is the ophthalmologist, whatever they're called, ophthalmologist. Is that what they're called? Optometrist. And you're here today because you've got a squint, and we're going to be putting Botox injection into your muscle in your eye to stop it from causing a lot of double vision, because if I don't, as I say, with the glasses, they'll just become stronger and stronger and end up falling off. They already fall off half the time anyway. And I refuse to get them shaved down for the simple reason our classes change from year to year, and it's just not practical if I want to get a couple of other different shapes than that. But yeah, so they did it, and Paul came in there with us, and Paul had a couple of questions he wanted to ask. And then what happened? Yes, I was in there, and they said, look here, look there. And then they stuck the poodle in my eye, and they said 10-20 seconds 10 seconds, 5 seconds, done. And I looked up and I went, is that it? I went, what do you mean, is that it? Like, as if I thought it was going to be far worse than it was. I was very surprised that, like, when I have to go back in 6 months' time, it won't bother me at all having it done again. I won't get really worried about it at all, because I know that it's not really that. It is a little bit uncomfortable or stuff like that. But on the whole, it didn't bother me. So if any of you guys have to have this, rest assured, if I can get through it and not really black an eyelid, you can as well, because I just would have liked to have seen some people saying about it and that it was nothing really to worry about, because the worry is more about like getting dirt in it on the way home or whatever, because it's got a tube and lots to rub your eyes, which I don't anyway, but sometimes I do if they're really dry. But yeah, and afterwards, like, I looked at my eye and all my green iris was completely black. Yeah. Sorry about that. So for doorbell, it was my new stockings, the things I have to wear for my legs. They call them stockings, but yeah, you call them stockings, but they're not really stockings as such. They're more like long socks. And these are for lymphedema, and these have to be made to measure. So these are for my legs, and they're compression stockings to keep some of the fluid down. But as they get older, they don't seem to do it as good, so that's why we have to get all new ones ordered, and sometimes it can take months to get them. Meanwhile, your legs are not in the right thing. Anyway, so back to, yeah, so my eye looked like this, and when I saw it, I thought of the Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns, he's like, has the eye drops, has a thing, and he's wandering around the forest saying, I come in peace, like this, because my whole eye was black. My iris was like, I didn't have no green in my eye, it was just black, and that took a few hours to come down. And they said, if you find you've got anything of these problems, come straight back, come to the A&E or whatever, or Moorfields, or but don't rub your eye for the next so many hours. And I was thinking, oh God, if he's told me to not do that, I'm going to want to do it, because that's what it's like for me. So yeah, I would say, like, it isn't as bad as you think. So I'll tell you what it is. I'm going to include the some literature about it, so you can read what it is. But it's called a botulinum toxin treatment for your squint. And it says it causes a temporary, partial, complete paralysis, weakness of the muscle which has been injected. To begin with, you may notice a temporary relief of your squint, reversal of your squint, followed by a gradual strengthening of the eye. This as the paralysis wears off. So that's why you can see it still moving about. It won't, it's safe to give, and there's no risk of you getting botulism or food poisoning. Is that what Botox is from then? Botulism, I didn't know that. What is the treatment? You'll be given an anaesthetic. So this is like, if you don't want to, I should have said at the beginning, I will put a little disclaimer at the beginning. Anaesthetic drops in your eye, which remain numb for a few hours. These drugs are very effective in taking away the surface sensation of the eye, but you will still experience some discomfort when the injection is given, especially if there's scar tissue. I didn't have any of that from previous eye surgeries. I've not had anything like that before. To prevent this, it might be necessary to administer extra anaesthetic drops on a cotton bud to relax to the muscle just before the injection. Some people find it helpful to take an oral painkiller beforehand. Well, I already took a diazepam because I was getting a bit worked up. So after the local anaesthetic drops, you will be given a drop of to reduce the risk of bleeding after having the injection. The drop also dilates the pupils, so you may experience blurred vision. But I said it goes really massive. And it says, then you'll be given some wires attached to your forehead which connect the loudspeaker and allows the injection precisely placed on the muscle by monitoring the muscle's electrical activity. That's like what they do when you have carpal tunnel. They look at your muscles then. So yeah, I could hear the noise on the loudspeaker. And I will show the picture again here of what it looked like. During the procedure, you will be asked to lay back on the couch, keeping your head still throughout. We will ask you to look from side to side, which is what they did. Place the injection into the other side to use the muscle. You will hear a loud noise from the loudspeaker and the medication injected. The injection will be held in place for 35 seconds. Longest 35 seconds of your life, apparently. Occasionally we will inject more than one muscle. Injections are only given to qualified eye doctors, although there may be people observing in the room. What happens after the injection? You'll be asked whether you would prefer to wear an eye shield on your eye, glasses, or protect your eye. I have glasses, so I didn't have to be asked that. This is because your eye is numb, so it needs to be protected for 3 hours of the injection in case something blows into it. So yeah. Also, I'm allergic to a lot of the sticky stuff, but she put this sticky stuff on me. So while I'm talking to you, oh, he said it. Did she say it or he said it? Oh, 1 minute, he said it. No, it was a female. We saw the ultrasonics first, then we went to see the person who put the drops in, then we saw the, that's right, and she put something on it and it didn't irritate you as much as the other stuff. So, you know, you can't, it says temporary dropping of eyelids, nothing like that ever happened with mine, so, I don't think it has it. Do you think it's dropped a bit? It's this one here. It's this one. If I stare at that a little bit, it'll do what I'm saying it does. Watch. See, it's kind of like, it can't control itself, but the whole of that was black. Oh, that hurts. Can't do that for too long. That is uncomfortable. So yeah, so that's really basically what I wanted to say. And it's called, what's it? What's it? It's called botulinum toxin. Lost it again. It's called a botulinum I don't know how to say it.
Botulinum toxin treatment for squint.
That's it, botulinum toxin treatment, which is the same as Botox, but it's basically, so yeah, hopefully it starts to control it a lot better. than it does already, because it's still like having this moment, but it will get used to it. Oh, sorry. Probably see by clock the way it's going round when I'm filming this, but yeah. So I thought I would let you know when it isn't, as if you ever get offered this, don't worry, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as you think. I think you have nightmares about like what they're going to do, and the worst thing you could do is stick a poodle in my eye or have laser on my eyes, and that's next week, and I'll be telling you about that. But like, you know, these procedures have to be done because otherwise there'd be too much damage to my eyes, and that's the one place that I don't, that I've gone a bit thingy on. So if there was a, you know, give my body away, I can't give away my eyes because they're mine, do you know what I mean? I spent many years being called evil, witchy, all that stuff. My green eyes, you know? Femme fatale, or what? No, not really that, but yeah, a little bit. Back in the day when I was young and pretty. But yeah, I just want people to know that it's not as bad as you think, and you know, if you have to have anything like this and you want to know what it's like, do give us a email, and I can get back to you and tell you that it's nothing to worry about. If I can cope with it, so can you. My eyes are feeling so heavy. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it was interesting. Always remember, it is what it is, it ain't what it ain't. Until next time, mwah.